Oh yeah.
That's gonna be hilarious. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Soul Strike. My name is Evan. With me today, it's Epicbutter. Welcome back, Butter. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad to have you. Anytime. Let's say hi to folks in chat real quick. We got Ryumaru, we got Newpole back again. Of course, Motives in chat as well. Pink Labor, what's going on? Belfrost. Yeah, this is going to be a really cool one. We have a lot to go over. We can talk about the summary from the most recent dev live stream announcing some of what to look forward to in Soul Strike. But first, Butter, what have you been up to, man? How's Soul Strike been for you?
Oh my gosh. Last time I was here, I was 14I. We were just getting Slate.
Yes.
Since then, like, we've had Dream come out and Nightmare bosses come out. We've had, just last night, the New World. We have Element Runes. We have, there was a treasure expansion. So much has changed in the game. Oh, also Synergies. Synergies is a huge one now. So everyone's trying to get more ultimate gems. In one of the guilds I'm in, we have a prayer room where we have a specific Lord we pray to before we hit that upgrade button. Just yeah.
That's awesome. It's like, that reminds me of praying to John come to us before we hit summon in Summoner's War. That's kind of like that's how I pray to our Lord and Savior John come to us. So with all that in mind, because you're right, the game has undergone significant change since the last time we've had you on stream. Why don't we start with, we kind of talked about it before we went live, your opinion on like some of the latest skills to come in, and then we can tackle some of the more minute stuff from the most recent summary, the dev live stream and the update.
So I'm actually really happy they've added some new legendary skills. It kind of helps, even especially for new players, it kind of helps address some of the in-between items. Like, one of the things Fire had was a skill called Overload, where you can increase your power, but at the cost of like getting hit more and getting more damage. This kind of addresses that in the other way, where it kind of obsoletes Overload, but it's a great skill, and I'm fairly happy to have it. It increases it just helps address a lot of the issues you have, because a lot of people, they climb up and then they start getting, it's like you last week was you either kill or be killed.
Yes, no, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly the situation that I was in last time, because like I wasn't clearing, and Overtime chat helped me figure out what was going on, and we identified, it's like, okay, I was lacking defense and I was lacking in accuracy. It's like I had the damage, but if I got hit once, it was over for me. So it's like, yeah, that's a really good take. So with that in mind, you said it's, Overload is kind of like set aside a little bit, right? Are you using both of the fire skills that were introduced?
No. So I'm waiting. I think this has the potential to have like a massive AoE kind of ability. I need to wait until I have 60 something more copies, so I get into A8. And I haven't been pulling skill just because I'm kind of low key a little waiting on the next collab. Usually there's a skill pull contest there's a ally pull contest like we've seen in the last one. So I'm just kind of like waiting just a few more weeks, and I'm not in a terrible rush. I seem to be doing okay in the leadership board.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the collab, right? I'm not gonna say what it is or anything like that, but I told Epicbutter before we went live, I really am excited about this one, which does give more information than one might originally think. Because, like, for instance, the Nanomachine collab was awesome. I hadn't heard of Nanomachine collab or Nanomachine prior to the collab. This one I have definitely heard of, and it's near and dear to my heart. So something to keep in mind. But that's all I'll say on the matter, chat. That's all I'm gonna say. Why Dongle asked a question to you specifically, said, what are the best 3 allies to put around Ignis?
Ignis, the ally Ignis?
I think so, yeah, the girl Ignis.
So
fire axe.
Yeah, so Ignis, I think one of her main things is airborne. So I don't really know if, off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone else that can really take advantage of airborne outside of wind. I know wind has some, like, if airborne does more damage, but Outside of that, I really don't use Ignis. Ignis is kind of like a weird ally to me because I know that she was suffering from some animation and timing issues due to like the nature of her ability. If it kills something, it'll strike again. Well, if the thing's dead, do you need it to strike again? So like there's some weird shenanigans there, but like overall she's fine. I just don't think she's in my top like must-have ally. So I don't know what I would put with her outside of like maybe other abilities that can take advantage of airborne, and that leads me to like pets where you have one that's like if airborne does more damage, but I don't really. Yeah, so I think nope, not that one.
That's a really good point. You know, that the nature of like attacking again if you've already taken something down, you know, it's different than in something like, because that's a super desirable effect in something like a turn-based RPG where it's like, you know, you can just you can target the next thing, but if you just took something out that might not be there, it's an interesting point.
Yeah, so it means that it's probably good for like AoE and for like that kind of content, but it's probably less good for like fighting a boss.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I've run into that issue in other titles, right? It's like, you know, okay, there is nothing to really proc that, right? I wanted to use Ignis. I think that's, but I couldn't quite get it to work. With that in mind, what allies are you using currently?
So yeah, the allies that I currently have in my deck is Sophia. She has that, you know, that treasure that doubles your attack. Straight up doubles your attack. Wow. Everyone gets a bunch stronger. So right now she's like, you must run her. And generally I don't like the design of you must run someone, but her effect is so good that you kind of have to. I hope that they kind of raise the level of other allies, and I think they're slowly doing that, but you know, like it'll take time, and they did release some more. Jaina I've been running mainly because she has she doubles. Oh, she doesn't double. I think she like adds another third to your move speed, and I'm using the move speed meta, so to say. So it's with a synergy called Fervent, where the more move speed that you have, the more attack you get. Yeah, no, that's cool. Still no Sophia treasure. I'm sorry. Vesper is actually one of my new favorites, and it's because if you look at his enchant and his treasure, it basically says the same thing: increase the number of bats by 100%. And then his enchant's the same thing. So what ends up happening is he sends out 8 bats, all of them can fear, all of them triggers a fear instance. So he is your breaker. He can break any field boss. He can break a lot of the guild raid bosses all by himself. He doesn't need help. You don't need to add other things. Usually him and Phoenix with airborne and the fire pillars, more than enough. Permanent stun, you know, I don't have to worry about them fighting back.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and then Vivette is recently got changed. So with her, you know, Fire Gate, enemies receive more fire damage. It's kind of like having a free Igniculus on your team.
Dude, that's so cool. There's a very tuned like team that you've put together here. Lots of damage effect. I really like what you said about Vesper. That's actually sounds low-key insane.
Yeah, so like in place of Vesper, and if you don't need as much break as fast, like Ran now has like an extra dragon, and that may not sound like a lot, but the fact that she gives you more final damage and the fact that she gives you like, you know, it's 4 stun dragons, and if they're on, they can hit about half as fast as Vesper can. So she's also a very good option in terms of having a breaker on your team.
Nice. See, I was kind of surprised when you didn't mention Rand, so that makes a lot of sense that that's the caveat, right? And,
so,
oh, go ahead, Butter.
Oh, no, I was just responding to that, but then, yeah, the person was just responding to someone else.
Perfect. And I saw someone asking in chat about, like, yeah, will collabs ever come back? You know, we've seen the return of the Summoners War collab, basically just echoing what Motive said in chat, right? We've seen the Summoners War collab come back and the Zenonia collab come back. So honestly, with this, I never say never is super true. And if they don't actually bring back other collaborations, I wouldn't necessarily write off the possibility of doing functional equivalents in the game. Like they could always create a unique skill that is the exact same as another one that's also lacking unique effects. And so like if you happen to miss a collab skill, collab relic, etc., you could still get it just under a different name, you know, and that might satisfy certain conditions for people.
I will say the collabs came back in a banner form, not the event itself. So like,
true.
I would love to do another rune exchange. You know, that from summoners, that was fun. You know, there are like little elements that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I agree. It was just a banner. That's good. Oh, I just got Ajax's treasure. Let's go. I'm getting lots more treasures these days.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
We're on my screen, so we need to go to your screen.
Oh, no. So we'll stay on your screen. We don't need to see mine. I much prefer watching what I like to call Soul Strike 2 gameplay from Epicbutter. Is there anything else that you'd like to walk some people through in terms of like your build? Or also, I'd love to see you run some of the content in the game. Like that's always fun to compare our own content runs to yours.
Yeah, so I saved some keys just for this, and I'll kind of give like the basic overview of what I've done. Okay. I'm going to go to my preset just so you can kind of see the overall build. Now over here, it doesn't show you what synergies I am running. So I'm going to go ahead and go to inventory, and this is the synergies that I am running. So you'll see this is Hipster, that gives me more move speed. This is Fervent, so attack up per every 50 additional move speed. Oh, this is Villain, more to bosses. This is Fancy, so more efficacy boost. So really this right here is like the key to making this whole build work. And then some of the new Nightmare bosses, especially Indra, that bot, or the Indra set, and that boss provides a lot of move speed meta type things. And so for example, right here, you'll see increases crit damage by a set value based off of additional move speed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then, you know, more move speed, right? And then over here, this one's really great. Constellation statistics up. So it's a great time for me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is off the chain. I like seeing all the different synergies between like basically generating value off of your move speed. Like, I don't think I quite understood how much was possible here. Like, you are definitely pushing this to the limit.
Yeah, and one thing I will say is like the devs kind of know, because I was looking at some of these, and like this one says like guaranteed to have a move speed percent in option 2 on this gear.
There you go. So yeah, they are aware.
They are 100% aware of like, you know, what people are looking for and where they may want it.
Yeah, and specifically what Epicbutter is up to. I don't doubt for a second that you have the Soul Strike equivalent of an FBI agent, like watching your account at all times. It's like, what's he on? What's he pushing? It's like, what is he?
Yeah.
What's he stacking?
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. And as for enchants and relics, like I have the Windbound Bottle for move speed. I found that it works better than Pile of Cards. On paper, it should be the same. It's not. I don't know why. I just use it. Yeah, I don't know. So everything that can be enchanted is kind of the best way to kind of look at my build, except for Sophia. I did not enchant Sophia. Jaina is enchanted. Vivette is enchanted. Vivette's enchant is plus 20% skill damage. Everything here is enchanted. The one thing I will say about Flame Protection and what makes it so good is it adds another 50% attack with the enchant.
Yeah, wow. That is a lot of attack stacking. Superstar7 in Twitch says, how do you get by without a healing skill? Seems like my character always dies after more than one hit. You know, Butter, that sounds like the problem that I was having last time.
So Jaina, her natural ability is to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say, like eventually when you start getting your ultimate jewels, when you start getting stacks and stacks of like extra summons, because you will get extra summons even as like free to play players, you end up building out your slate, and in your slate you always end up adding like more defense.
Yeah, and that's where I was really lacking. You know, as a summary for last time, in case people didn't see it, I know we touched on it before, but what I didn't understand is that I had the damage, but I didn't have the defense. Like there's a hole in my build that the enemies were able to kind of get through to knock me out in one hit, and that's what it was. And then Kojinism is adding to your comments about the bottle over the cards, basically saying bottle works better because it's a standalone multiplier, whereas the other relic gets diluted.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I just think it's weird that it does get diluted. Like pile of cards does get diluted, and I don't know why it gets diluted, because on the surface it's like they're two relics that are both should be on like the relic category when they're doing but so it's just weird to me.
And when he's saying diluted, does that mean it sounds like you're just not getting as potent of a move speed buff, but on paper it should be that way, it just doesn't act like that in the numbers? Or could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so over here it's like attack and move speed, and the enchant will say like any two at any given time, while over here the windbound bottle is just move speed 47%. So if you're getting both attack and move speed, wouldn't that be much better than just getting, but that's just not how it ends up working out. Okay,
got it. Yeah, see, that's the sort of thing that I have not encountered at my level of the game. It's always fascinating hearing your guys' like takes at the, as the upper echelon of players in this. That's really cool. Okay, so we talked skills, we talked allies, you showed the build. Do you want to run through some content with some of those keys for us?
Yeah, so I guess a lot of people are just kind of there's a few new pieces of content, and I'll just kind of walk through it. First and foremost, I just want to talk about runes, right? They're kind of like the new thing people are looking for. I will say they're very hard to find with like a skill attached to it. I would say maybe 1 out of 50, 1 out of 70 is what I've seen. So they're pretty rare. I would say don't like rush to find them all. Just kind of enjoy the game, go through the tower, and kind of go through it slowly, because it looks like to me the rates aren't super like pushed for you to get them right away. Right now it's just kind of building up to it. Yeah, so this one has like a skill to it. This one says it can hit the same target multiple times. I have another one down here that says like you no longer get stuck in the same spot. So I believe that's what that means. So it adds a lot of utility. There's a lot of really powerful abilities on these runes. So if you get one, that's kind of what people are chasing for. So like,
oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, absolute zero. If you kill something with absolute zero, it should trigger another absolute zero.
No way. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there's like lots of things like that. Or like Thunder Fury, we saw from the dev notes. Right now you get 3, instead you get 5. So it can be, if you get a rune, it is very possible you may be like, well, I'm going to switch builds because now suddenly that's my strongest skill.
Yeah, like even the one you showed, it's like the meteor one, being able to hit again on the same target. Like these are all so creative and very helpful.
Yeah, people want to spin.
All right, spin. People want to spin. So I'm seeing there are 6 balls in here right now. So Butter, do you want to give me the number of spins, and then someone in chat could give me the number of ball from left to right?
You know what? For the sake of the anniversary, let's do 1 spin.
One powerful spin. And then Killa Earth is saying 5. Musterly says 5. That's great. Let's do it. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1 big spin, and then the 5th ball. So brought to you in part by Killa Earth and Epicbutter. Okay, here we go, guys. The first ball of the day. Let's get this out of here. Ready? 100 skill tickets. 100 skill tickets. Congratulations, everyone. That's not bad. It's not a bad
It's not bad. Not bad. I did go on the Korean stream, and I was typing in chat, give us better codes.
That's hilarious, actually. That's so funny. All right, great transition into the content. Congrats on the 100. Oh, the coupon code SS Skill Gift 100, and you can type that in through the Notice event tab all the way down to enter your promo code. All right, whenever you're ready, Butter, I'd love to watch you do it.
Yeah, so I guess my question is, what do you want to see?
I think, so I would love to start where you're at right now with Orcish, just to get a baseline and just see how far you can get with that, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. So generally, before I start, I double check like, hey, am I fed? I'll double check my enchant. Usually here, I'll see if I have Vesper or I have something else that I want to change to.
Okay.
Right now, I'm kind of okay with what I have. Sometimes I'll switch this out to something else. But for the purpose of today, I'm just going to go ahead and just let it run.
Got it.
Yeah, and everyone wants to see the damage side of this.
Yeah. Holy. He is just melting still.
And that's the limit.
800. So that's the limit. So you can't go past 800?
Not from what I can tell. I don't see my damage moving.
It's not moving. Bro found the end? You found the end of the Orcish punching bag? I thought it was infinite.
I don't know what to say. It's not moving.
You discovered infinity. It's just you turn the 8 sideways. It's infinity 100.
Yeah. So like, I think it's interesting because there is like either it's a damage wall or there's something there that like you can't break past, and if you actually do, it's like a clear indicator that something's wrong.
That's so funny. I didn't know that. Okay, wait. So let's save Infinite Pot for last. Anything under challenge that maybe you could show us too?
Yeah. So I did run the entire like the entire kind of elemental runes, and the things to kind of know, this took me a while to figure out, is exclusive form is what you click on to go in and select your skills. I went in to a few of these levels naked, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I was just trying to figure it out. Yeah, really, I was just like going in with my gun, and that's it.
Just you against the world. What's up, J-Mac? Welcome to chat, dude. Good to see you, Jeff.
Yeah. But a general, like, this is like a level 51 for me, and I'm just going to go ahead and go in. It'll look like this for me.
Yeah, just flying by. I had a feeling.
Yeah. But what is nice is I did save a few of these boxes to open up to just kind of hopefully get something good on stream. I'm hoping that's streamer luck.
Bless you.
So these are like what you get at the end of each. So I'm just going to open up the Earth one. I don't... Oh, yeah, that one actually has a skill. I think it's the Poison Fog skill. And then this one is the Water one, and that one also has a skill. I got Blizzard.
Oh, let's go.
I'm really happy. So here's the other thing. I didn't know you can go to Pocket and go look at it. So I'm just going to go look at Obtained. So then this is like one of the ones I was talking about. Cast a Shiver effect, which is new. It basically is equivalent to Freeze, and now it does way more damage. Way more damage.
That was my question last time, is the difference between Shiver and Freeze, because they behave similarly according to the game in a qualitative sense, but what does that actually mean? Does it do anything functionally different?
So I think there is a functional difference in, well, they had to define it differently than Freeze, because I think they use Freeze and some things cannot be frozen. Like guild raid bosses cannot be frozen.
Right.
But some things can be under the effect of Shiver, and I believe that's why there is a distinction, that they made it same but different, but still same.
Yeah, because that was the question. It's like we were trying to reverse engineer why they would make Freeze, why they would make Shiver if Freeze exists and it behaves like that. But that makes a lot of sense. So what is Blizzard? Blizzard said that it casts a Shiver effect on them?
You cast a Shiver effect, which is equivalent to the Freeze effect, and then it deals an additional, 1,400 damage. So this is going to be great for like any of those clearing tiles and things like that kind of thing. This is great for AoE. So I'm pretty happy I got it. This is one of those like, yeah, eventually I want it. So I'm very happy. Poison Fog, I don't know. It's one of those like, neat, I got it, but I don't use Poison Fog, so it's okay.
It's a collection thing. Good for the collection, but it might not deploy it. Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah, and Richard Morales says, sounds no different than SW having freeze and stuns. Yeah, I think the point of confusion was just that like that would be like, if you have freeze and cold, and they behave the same. So I was like, huh, interesting. So Shiver is freeze effects without an inability. Potentially predict. That's what it sounds like from Butter's side, is that it can affect things that are immune to inability effects. you know, and so that way you can benefit from the freeze. What else do we have going on?
Correct. So we have the new continent, and you have the protection stones, and these give great rewards. Like, not only do they give you cups, which everybody's looking for, as you progress through the 20 stages, and I don't know if they show what the different rewards are, but they change as you progress. So you end up getting like dream keys, you end up getting all sorts of stuff just by playing. So it's actually really nice. However, I was surprised to find that I actually can't beat it all.
No way. Really?
Nope. Yep.
Let me see.
Yep, here we go. So right now, here's like the level 8. This is the final protection stone. So I'm doing okay. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna try to grab time reversal. I don't really think I need more time. I need more damage, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yep, more time again. And I'm just trying to stay in the middle, so like I don't get mobs that sneak up on me. And what we'll see is occasionally, like up in the north, you have like that purple icon that will actually give my crystal more health if I can get to it. Now I don't know if I can, because it actually ends up I actually end up getting pretty swarmed pretty quickly. So I might have to get rid of Chi-Link because of the his gather effect is not really helping me out here.
Right.
So right now I have 10 waves. The boss is out here somewhere, and if I can beat him, I may be able to pass it. But like even at my level, I'm like, hey, I'm actually having some difficulty out here.
That is low key incredible. Do you find that sort of thing to actually be motivating?
Yeah, it's fun, right? Like it's like something for me to like, what should I do different? Should I try freezing everybody? Should I try, whatever? Right now I have 42 left. Yeah, 29. Yep. I'm not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Not. Yeah.
That's it. Wow.
That's it. Yeah.
I've never seen a failed screen, but that in a weird way is so awesome. Like it's cool that there's like an end game to the end game now for you to try to push.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, which is kind of crazy because like at currently I think I am the top power player. And I was surprised to hear that because Korea, when I was doing X damage, they were already doing AB.
Oh my god, they looped back around.
Yeah, they looped back around before I did. So I was surprised to hear that I may have surpassed them. But right now it's kind of nice that like the devs have recognized like, oh, the upper limit people, they still like need a challenge.
Oh yeah, 100%. I accidentally go on this rant all the time, which is just like how important endgame content is for the health and stability of a game. And I love that the devs from the beginning have seen keenly aware of that, and they keep making changes that make me feel like they want to keep giving these endgame players something to do. And I love that they put in a challenge. That's great.
Yeah. So I think what else is kind of neat, aside from doing all of these, so you do these challenges and then they open up the next region, then you do that challenge. They don't have any currency costs, so you can just do them and get stuff. And I think I know for a fact these will reset once a month. So then you can get like at least 8 cups, once a month. But eventually there seems to be like markers, or at least in other dev shots, I've seen like possible spots where there may eventually be like, I think what they're calling, what is it called? Like it's a guild conquest or faction wars is what they're calling it. Oh, is it code time?
Oh, it's on. Purges is right on it. Code time. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a code. Okay, guys. Go ahead and give me 2 numbers now. There's 5 balls left in here, so give me a number of spins and then which ball from left to right you want me to pull out. Okay. Ready, chat? Let's go. 60. Nice. 3 and 5. 3. So we got 3. Let's settle on the 3. I like 3 and 5. Let's do Y nature. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I might have done 3.5 by accident. 3 and 5, and the 5 is all the way over here on his lonesome. So that seems like a good call. Y nature underscore brought you 30,000 ether. That's the 30K ether. Great job, Y Nature. Snipe the ether code. That's awesome.
More ether, more problems. No, I'm kidding.
More ether, more problems. So true.
No, but
Let's go.
speaking of like a quality of life improvement, they've changed it so that if you can go to your map and press on these, and immediately it'll bring up the merchants. You don't have to go to the tile anymore. Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
just
nice?
such nice. Yeah, and it also works the same for the field boss.
It's just a little quality of life improvements. That's so helpful, dude. It's like a few less taps to get to what you need to do.
Well,
That's awesome.
we're also fairly restricted on what tiles we need to be on due to GVG, due to like exploration. You know, like we're kind of set to where we need to be. So like having these where we need them is just so helpful.
Oh yeah, totally. Okay, so do you want to run us through another piece of content? I'd love to see something else.
Yeah, like what would you like to see?
What do we got for keys?
Keys?
Or-
I tried to keep everything.
Or anything. Did you want to challenge someone? Do you want to take a stage? Like,
I think I'm gonna steal a some poor guy's tile.
that's
I just don't know who I want to steal. I am looking for some of my favorite friends.
You want to boot one of your friends out?
That's right. It's even better when I boot a friend.
That's awesome.
That's okay. I'll just no, not that tile. Not that tile. That tile has
No,
fire.
that's the fence sitter tile for sure. It's like we need to be aggressive.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna go for a random tile. I'll go for this one, and I'm just gonna show like I'm just gonna make sure I fill up the research real quick. So now it's at 1000%, and I'm gonna run my tile build, which I believe I have set already on preset 1, and I did. And oh, I have that blizzard.
You have the blizzard, the new blizzard enchant from the rune.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. Oh my god.
Just gonna go ahead. Oh wait, no, I want to do it that way. I want to upgrade it. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna, upgrade it.
Yeah, let's do it. Equip. Okay.
Okay. So then,
Oh, Christ. It's all numbers.
interesting. And here we go.
It's all numbers. Oh wow.
Yeah, I got kind of locked in the. I started from the side of the screen and not from the middle. I don't know if placement has anything to do with anything.
It's hard to tell how much more dying there is that's happening as a result of the rune, because it's like things were already kind of like getting knocked out pretty quick.
Yeah, but this is pretty nice.
It's pretty nice. It's great. We won't
It's
turn our
great.
noses up at like 1,000 more damage or whatever it said. That was a lot.
Yeah, I definitely won't turn my noses up. So 1.8, that's actually lower than my usual score, but I think I need to adjust to see why. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure that was my tile build.
Soul Strike 2.0, that's what Come to us to say. Yeah, Soul Strike 2.0. He found it, dude. I mean, he found the end of the Orcish punching bag. Mavku, thank you. Happy first anniversary. That's a big deal for Soul Strike. And Butter, would now be a good time? You want to go through the summary of the dev live stream together?
I think that's great. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think you did. We can swap over to the slides doc that I've got it up right now too. And I think you did a great job going through some of the bullet points on there. We talked about the elemental runes from the Abyss. Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on from that?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward. The only other thing to add is like what you do, like how you get some of the material is that you can go ahead when you scrape it, you get a chance of getting a rune fragment. But when you break these, you also get a chance of getting the construct, where with like 20 cores, you can build another one of those bigger runes. So those have a better chance of actually having a skill. But actually, I wonder if I tried to make sure I had enough material to make one.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So Parch Chest, Brilliant Rune.
Yeah, Richard Morales, isn't that crazy? The year flew by. I can't believe Soul Strike's already a year old.
And then it is down. Yeah, honestly, it's been kind of quick. So yeah, this is a green one, no skill attached to it, but oh well. You know, that's kind of the RNG of it. Yep, worth a shot. I do want streamer luck later, so I will be trying my hand at some jewels.
Excellent. We can do that after we talk about some of the stuff in here. I've got a presentation open with like the slides for it, but we can also just kind of go through it. Of course, the 14-day login event. People are talking about commemorating the past 1 year. I love it. It's so cute. The 36,500 ether, 365 days, 365 summon tickets. That's pretty cute thematically too.
Yeah, I just wish they added 2 more zeros to that.
Get into the mills, you know, something like that. Conquer, and they've got the introduction of Conqueror 2. How far along are you right now, Butter? Where are you at?
I am. Well, Conqueror 2, I think, really talks about the unified world.
It does,
and I think that's after at like 8,000.
It's after stage 5,000.
Oh, 5,000. I see.
Yeah, even further back.
Yeah, I don't think you actually had your slides up. It's still my screen.
I know. Yeah, I think we're waiting in the. I think folks in back too, but it's okay. They can look at your gameplay while we kind of talk about it too. It's all good.
Okay.
And we were lucky enough to see the Purification Stone defense already. I think that was a cool new game mode. Oh, perfect. Now we're here. We got the summary on here. And that's what Butter showed us earlier today too. We saw the Purification Stone defense. That was pretty awesome. Oh, and then they also gave the foreshadowing for they gave a timeline for future updates too. Conquer Rise, base battles in development, conquering territory feature among players. I love more like PvP-esque content in Soul Strike.
Yeah, I think if they build enough castles in the new world, that will actually help open up the old world for some of the smaller, younger guilds.
Yeah. Very good point. Guild Conquest expansion is going to allow more guilds to participate alongside the top tier guilds, like you said, offering improved rewards at additional stages. World boss content designed to offer merits even for solo players who engage with it, despite expectation of group play. And the recent update will be the foundation of experience expanded guild-related content in the near future. And then all the quality of life improvements. You already went through a few of them too. You don't have to go to the tile anymore to reach what you need to reach. And they said they want to include convenience features like encyclopedias, combat meters, playtime, collecting player feedback, and addressing these issues will resolve many cases. So now's the time, guys, if you have any particular suggestions to help improve the health of the game, quality of life stuff as well, let us know, talk about it on Discord, and we can then forward that over to the developers too. And they do touch on collaborations here. And I really like the point that they mentioned where it's like they've got more planned out, but they want to pace them around just so that way people don't get too fatigued. That's something to definitely keep in mind. It's important to keep a balance. Like, we all love collaborations, but at the same time, it's like you need time to work on the health of the game and just make sure that everything is shipshape, regular improvements beyond just bringing other IPs into the world. I think that's awesome. And yeah, there's the next collab is coming soon. It's a very popular IP. Couldn't agree more. It's very popular to me. And then they comment on balance and stability at the end too. So I'll let you guys read that on your own while I'll ask Butter again one more time. What'd you think of the live stream?
Oh, I thought the live stream was a lot of fun. They definitely did a lot of fun elements where every time I say this word, we get X amount of tickets or whatever, right? And they had a lottery. They definitely were able to add a lot more kind of fun to it instead of just talking to a screen. They tried to have some engagement. They were addressing some issues live, which was really nice. So that's why I'm telling them, give us that, give us the wheel that they have. That's the one I want.
Yeah, yeah, and it's got that that little special ingredient that makes Soul Strike Soul Strike. You know, it's like that heart. You know, and it's like and the generosity. I always feel like they do a good job with generosity. I feel like they give a lot of things. We can head back over to Epicbutter's gameplay now. I think we've seen enough of the PowerPoint presentation. We've reached the end of it. Thank you so much, guys. But yeah, that's great. That was awesome. So is it time for a little streamer luck?
Yeah, I want some streamer luck. Let's see it. Hopefully I get it. Oh.
Oh, that's a bummer.
You know what? You know what? I have one more. I'm gonna just use it, and we'll still give it a shot.
Awesome. One more time.
I really want to try. Really hoping for that streamer luck.
Hope, chat. Hope.
Hey!
Hey! Cool. That's awesome. And chat, we got a piece of good news for everybody too. We reached 100 concurrent viewers, so that means we get the code for 50K Ether, baby. 50K Ether for chat. Happy birthday to Soul Strike. 50K Ether. SS, thank you, 500.
Yeah, and next week we'll make it 1 year for me.
Oh, that's awesome. That's your anniversary with the game?
Yeah.
Dude, I would love, by the way, to revisit the idea of account interventions with you in Rivensu. I think that'd be so fun.
Oh yeah, they're a lot of fun. They're so much more. They're getting more and more complicated though. It's not just like, oh yeah, do this few things. It's like, oh, fundamentally, where are you at? Like, what stage are you at? What is open to you? There's so much more going on in the game. It's not just, yeah, you just swap that weapon out.
Yeah, they've definitely changed a lot of systems in Soul Strike for sure.
Yeah, so this is where we usually take a screenshot. We go into our prayer room and we say, "Blessed thee, Gyome, please give me the Stone Hashira. Give us the ultimate jewel."
Yes.
Nope, didn't happen. It's okay though.
It was a good try.
It's okay. It's one of those like, it's one of those. It's fun when it happens, but make sure you have enough where it's not devastating to your build if you don't.
Right. Yeah. Good. Very good point. Harrison Chu says, "I love Soul Strike. That's great." Dude, we do too. We do too. We love Soul Strike. I love that you can see if it happens before it happens by looking at your gem count. It says I.
Yeah, because immediately you can see that the Hobazes were still there on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it was like, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, the anticipation, it helps a little bit.
Are you ready to try your summon luck? See if the streamer luck kicks in.
I don't have much I need to summon, unfortunately. But you know, there are other things I could run. Like I do have Mad Marmot I need to do. I have Seed Thief because
let's do it.
Yeah. They reset the scores, and you know that's a thing that the devs will have to deal with. That's all I think we can say about that.
Right. Wow, yeah, your marmots are definitely passing away faster than mine.
Yeah, so I was really hoping to get to 1,000, and I don't know if I can now. Oh,
hey! New record live?
Yeah, for me it's a new record, absolutely.
Yes. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
That's awesome. But now I know, like, okay, you can still keep going. Like, I don't know what the ceiling for Mad Marmot actually should be.
Oh, so there was an argument before this then that it could be the cap could be 999, essentially. I see what you're saying. It could have been.
Well, we just didn't know, right? Like what the damage, where the damage wall is.
Yeah.
Because they'll put like a damage wall to just see like, okay, this is where most players should not go beyond.
Yes.
Yeah. So and that's kind of the soft wall, so to say.
And that's what we'd call like the what are the odds wall. It's like, what are the odds someone's going to be able to clear this? It's probably pretty low.
Right. Yeah, so I got kind of lucky there, and I don't know if that's like something like a bug, but sometimes like Keenlit will just come out and do a massive amount of damage right from the get-go.
Man, I was I was almost going to ask you, it's like, wait, are you in Seed Thief? Because I looked up and I can't even see him. The dude's
he's
perma-stunned.
He's right there, pretty much perma-stunned. He's just,
Okay.
you know, giving me seeds, and you know, will I break 18? I don't know. I actually don't know if I will. It's getting close.
Yeah. 2 more.
Nah.
Once the skills, if we can get the skills back, not quite enough time.
But I did unlock. Oh, that was for Marmot.
Marmot. The Marmot bonk. Okay, do you have it? Do you feel like we could get an infinite pot showcase? Can I see your infinite pot build?
You know, did I use the wrong one? I'm thinking, did I use my tile one for infinite pots, and did I use my... What am I doing here?
That's a good question.
Okay.
No, because you had gravity distortion field on for seed. Oh, I see what you're saying. Did you, like back when you tried it last, were you using this? Okay, I follow. Yeah, that is motive. That is my favorite like conversation starter, I think, in Soul Strike. It's like, what's your infinite pot build?
Let me give it a shot.
I just find it so fun because, you know, I really think that Soul Strike does a good job of making its content into minigames, right? And like this is a pretty effective minigame.
Yeah, I don't think this is the right build. I think this is like a tile build, based off. Usually, like you want more AOE effects right on the floor, and I'm not really having that. So I don't really think this is the right build for it. Because usually at this point, usually at this point, Killer Earth is like, if you're not near 2,000 at that point, you should just quit.
Right.
And try again. So I'm not sure where my...
That's exactly what Killer Earth just said. Come on, 2,500 butter.
Yeah, I don't know what the right build is right now. That's just my thing. I don't know which one I'm supposed to be running.
Superstar says, I've maxed out swords from the most recent collab and they've been carrying me. Do you think a physical build can even get close to fire build in terms of conk pushing?
So the issue today with physical build is really it boils down to bleed and what bleed does. And bleed does not act like burn, as like most of the skills that get amplified by bleed don't check for bleed's damage. It only checks for if bleed is on. So there's no way to like really improve upon bleed, so to say. While burn you can improve upon. It burn gets better as you like add more to it. There's stacks of burn. Bleed seems to be bleed yes or no. And there seems to be conflicting information on if you have multiple sources of bleed, which bleed is on.
Huh. So good point. So maybe not, you know, based on bleed, you know, not now, but you know, especially for like, I
think
guess
they could easily fix it if they added like bleed as a counter, bleed stacks. Like we know bleed stacks exist because of Jerry. Like, because Jerry can, I think Jerry has bleed stacks. It's either bleed stacks or it's something. Blah blah blah. Cast a bleed effect. Yeah. So Jerry does have bleed stacks. So I think that if they stack it, and I think that if they add like a multiplier that is manipulative for you, then like it can get there. But right now, I just don't see it.
Yeah, maybe sometime in the future. I think maybe as time goes by, the gaps are gonna probably close it.
Yeah. So I mean, they address Shiver, right? They address the freeze issue. They're addressing the lightning issue because like Wind had a identity crisis with wanting to go airborne or wanting to electrocute, and they've gone the direction of more electrocute. So I would say all of them kind of have like are starting to build a better identity, while like Earth has kind of dropped poison and has really gone more the slow aspect.
Well said. Rivensu, welcome to the chat, by the way. I just saw Rivensu popped in. Welcome aboard, dude. That's awesome. That makes sense. Yeah, no problem, Superstar. Anytime. So does need to fix bleed. Yeah, maybe, or just like Butter was saying, just kind of identify like where they want to lean in, how they could effectively close the gap. Is it going to be bleed? Do they want to just make it stacks of bleed instead, or is there something new that maybe they haven't touched on yet that they'd like?
Yeah, because they were also doing defense down with physical.
Yeah. Because that's the last time you were here. You showed us that they the practically ignore defense team.
Yeah. So that team is still great. A lot of people still do that. I've gone the route of just overwhelming firepower.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was the first thing I saw when we hopped on call was like, you know, it's fire build, overwhelming firepower, like you're saying, right? With the move speed synergies that you were walking us through earlier before.
Yep.
Whereas before it was the ignore defense, which both are very cool. Like I love this. I love the move speed effects that you were telling us. I think that was cool.
Yeah, like, you know, I have swiftness that adds move speed, gravity detention spheres move speed. The flame protection adds attack and defense. Goddess of War adds, you know, final damage, and overall is just and damage towards bosses. So everything works together. Oh, and flame protection also adds burn. So it like everything is. This is very, very tuned.
Yes, extremely tuned. And someone said, can we get a peek at Butter's pets as well?
Yeah. What do you want to see?
I'm surprised we haven't seen those yet. I guess we didn't look at it. So you're using the collab unit?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Saloon acts a little differently than other. Like Saloon's unique where he can impact your fire boost to a ridiculous amount. So I'm just gonna kind of wait to see when I have a Saloon boost on, and then I can kind of show. So right now it's on. I can kind of show that my fire boost is in another letter grade than the rest of my element boost.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're right. And then will it also go down in real time once the buff goes away?
Not in real time. You have to kind of click in and click out. So if we wait for Saloon to go away, then yeah, it will show. So right now Saloon's away, and fire boost, it's low. I think it was lower than before, but it's still in the Bs. Or is it still back on? I don't know.
Oh, is it spinning time?
I think it is spin time.
I think it is spinning time. I might have missed a spin actually, now that I think about it. Okay guys, ready? So numbers, chat. I need numbers. And there's 4 balls. Behold, 4 balls. 99. Dude, motive. Willian, 5 and 8. 5 and 8. Let's invert those numbers so that it's 8 spin and oh wait, no, there's only 4 balls. That's not a realistic one. 3 and 3. Let's do. Rivensu said 3 and 1. Let's do 3 and 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3, and the first ball is not that one. It's this guy. Okay. Brought to you by Rivensu. Ready? Oh, guys, yeah, you're gonna thank Rivensu. The other ether code, 15,000 ether, so that means that we've gotten the 15,000, we got the 30,000, and we got the 50,000 ether. So that's a lot of ether. Nice snipe, Rivensu. Good instincts. Rivensu the GOAT! Says Burgess.
More ether, more problems.
More ether, more problems, chat. That's what we're saying. That's what it is. Okay, so what do you got? What should I be summoning for? Like, what should the average person be summoning for right now? There's a lot of good banners out. Like, there's a Rand banner. There's also a custom skill pickup summon. Like, what do you recommend people put in that?
So I think it kind of depends on what build you're going for, but generally I would always suggest people not to pick a skill that is available in the black market. So that's skills like Radiant Judgment, Goddess of War, Armageddon, Holy Wave, because like eventually you go to the black market and you'll just buy whatever skills you want. So my recommendation, really try to go for items that you need that are not available elsewhere. Because like over here I can get fighter scale, 3.2 B, Mina 3.2 whatever B, right? Like so those are ones that I would tell people not to get. Like make sure you try to get ones that like are harder to achieve.
And yeah, that's dude. I wonder, is there a list somewhere for people?
There is on the rate page on Alchemist. There is a rate page that will tell you what is available in the black market.
Oh, that's great. Awesome. That's great advice. That's perfect. So check that. Maybe consult a screenshot of that while you're selecting your skills, so that way you remember what's there. Yeah, that is really solid advice.
So for pets, I would recommend most people go for the ducks. They're kind of newer, so people have less of them. The ducks and the hippo. For relics, I would say some of the newer ones, like especially Wise Lord Ring. That one's really nice. This is currently on its separate banner, so you don't necessarily have to do it. But if you wanted to like double dip, that's a way to do it. Origin Element, I find it situational and okay, but really, for me, it's like these bottom three: Orb of Wishes, Ancient Beast Hide, and Wise Lord Ring.
Dude, I'm gonna set those right now.
For allies, my recommendation: I am a big fan of Aisha. Her GVG usage, her AoE is just fantastic. With the enchant, she provides a shield, helping you with that defense. Ran is, just Ran. She's great at what she does. Mm-hmm. For wind users, there is like a Wind Eve build that some of the Koreans have been using. So there is like some usage there if you want to go discover that. So those are my three kind of recommendations: is Eve, Aisha, and Rand. But if not Eve, because you're not going to use Eve, then like maybe Vivette, or like one of those that you will use in your build. So even like Jaina, or someone that you just want to finish up faster, but be mindful they will be in the black market.
And is Sophia available there as well? Is that why?
Yeah, Sophia is available in the black market. So awesome. I would generally say like Sophia, it doesn't matter what power level she's at, as long as you have her treasure, she's good enough.
So you're like saying
more
Ran,
copies
Aisha,
isn't necessarily. Yeah, Ran, Aisha, Eve. It would be my suggestion, or Jaina. Maybe you, Jaina.
Maybe for me, Jaina. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Nice.
For skill, I think I went over skills already. Yeah. So I did. So yeah, that's kind of the recommendations I have now. Class. Some people are wondering why I still pull on class. And there's two things that we didn't go over that's also new. One of them is the less known class break, where I can enhance these. So each of these lines, they have a plus 40, similar to your ability lines. I can make them much stronger, much faster. And so some of mine, like this can go up to level 320, and this can go up to level 400 right now. So that's kind of like class break. Yeah, it gives you some more flexibility and just boosting some overall stats. There's not that many people that actually have class break, so it's not talked about as much. And then the other one is armor break, which is fairly game breaking, but I will say with the introduction of the new world, with the introduction of a lot of the higher end prizes, like if you dream a lot, you get a lot of dream keys, you'll be able to do some armor break. So I would not rush to do it. I would just do it as needed or as you're naturally progressing. So then like level breakthrough is where I would select it. So you would go here, you could, all I have is reset right now, but that button should not exist. It's a scary button. So dangerous. It is a scary button because it doesn't account for your failed attempts. It only gives you like what it would take to get there. So not like, so don't press it ever.
Okay,
please.
Roger that.
Yeah.
Don't press it. You heard it here, chat. Don't press the button.
Yeah. So like, I think the best way to show the true impact is really like the final stats. When you look at level 200 and fully enhanced, right? You'll see that I get like plus 2.6 attack, plus 16k final damage.
Wow.
This is again, this is end game. So this is like, take your time. If you're doing well in GVD, you're doing well with your team, you're doing fine. If you're doing all the content you want to do, you're fine.
Exactly. Enjoy the game, and because of the end game nature of like Butter's account, we definitely skew more like end game in conversations here, right? But like just enjoy the game, build what you want to build, and like if you find, like, for instance, someone said, can you recommend a water build from William? It's like, if you find that your account is more water heavy in terms of what you're pulling, like you can lean into that. That was part of the conversation that we had in the account intervention before. It's like, oh, you know, my win boost was like higher than everything else. So it's like you can lean into that for a while, and then when you're ready, you can always try to chase after the meta.
Yeah. So again, the meta might shift with the introduction of these runes, right? We don't necessarily know how strong some of these ice builds are. We don't really know how strong some of the. So like there is a shift, and I've seen some weird builds in the end game. Like there's a player named Daddy who has this physical ally build, and I just don't know what he's doing. And I should ask, but he's doing his own thing. But he's already conquered level 10,000, and he's like played in the game for like 2 months.
Bro's
right?
onto
So
something.
Yeah, so there's like other builds there, and then like there's a player called Annihilation. He's the Wind ally build, and he's like the number 3 player. So it's not like the top 10 players we're all dominantly using one build. It's actually like we're very different.
That's pretty cool. I love that there's like diversity in the builds up there. You know, it shows just how creative you can get with the game. That's pretty awesome. Whoa, Velfrost says, conk 10K for 2 months? Yeah, don't get me started on that, Velfrost. I'm starting to feel insecure about my progress.
Yeah, that guy's wild.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Just explore the game. Great, very succinctly said, Olaf the Majin. That's awesome. Just explore the game. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. One more spin. Happy 1st anniversary to Soul Strike. We've got 3 balls left. Butter, do you want to give a spin and a ball number? You want to tell me?
Yeah, we have 3 balls left, so it has to be, I think it has to be 3 and 3.
3 and 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. 3 and 3. And I think these balls actually traded places, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. Okay. Here we go. Last one. Happy 1st anniversary to Soul Strike, brought to you by Epicbutter. It is 100 ally tickets. 100 ally tickets, everyone. Congratulations. Not a bad poll in terms of codes today, actually, considering we got the 50K, the 30K, the 15, and then the 15K ether. That's a lot of ether.
That's 110.
It's a good amount. We got 50,
Yeah.
50 plus 15 plus 30. So a little under, I think. Sad. I wanted relic codes. Hey, William, I'm happy to report there's always next time, dude. We try to do Soul Strike streams every single week. You guys know, I'm preaching to the choir, but 2 p.m. Wednesdays. So if you didn't get what you were looking for today, you can always come back. I hope you guys are enjoying the anniversary. You too, Butter. Thanks for joining today, man.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me. And, I really enjoy this because it also gives me the opportunity to just like say thank you to the game, and also gives me a chance to like say something to the devs and be like, hey, kind of concerned about this. And, they've been very receptive, at least, especially in the last few weeks. I really do want to go out there and give credit to them because I want to encourage them to keep going.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear you say that, dude. Yeah, it sounds like they're in a very receptive state right now. And I was kind of joking with like, oh, you got your Soul Strike FBI agent or whatever, but I'm sure that they're like keenly aware of like what you're doing, what you're focused on, and hearing your feedback as well as the communities too. I mean, they practically called for it in the summary for the dev live stream, guys. So if you're not already a part of the Discord server, now's the time to become a part of it and join the conversation surrounding Soul Strike, how to keep this game healthy, and make sure that you still love it as much as we all do. Thank you guys so much for watching. One last thing, Butter, do you want to tell people where they can find you online before we go?
Yeah, so hopefully, I have a YouTube channel. I'm going to go back on it. I promise. It's just right now, if there's a video you think I should make, let me know. I'm findable on Discord. I've been actually doing a little project that's called Baby Butter, kind of just trying to redo my like steps, except with the end game knowledge I have. So I'm going to be doing a video on that and just trying to say like, here's what you should do if you're starting Soul Strike in 2025.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's kind of like my next project that I'm trying to get out in the next 2 weeks or so. And I actually have like an editor who just told me that he's going to help me. So I'm pretty excited.
That's so cool, dude. That's exactly what people need, by the way. It's like how to approach this game with all the knowledge that you've accumulated on your journey. That's perfect. Please let us know when that comes out, because that's something that we'd love to help, get the word out about. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you too. Thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you right back here next week for more Soul Strike. Bye, everyone. Have a great Wednesday.